Police in Maryville, Indiana are releasing new information tonight about a deadly shootout last night in Gary. One Gary police officer was shot, a second was hit by shrapnel. Both of them are now at home recovering. Police say the man who shot the officers was shot and killed by police. Keenan McCain was a suspect in the murder of his girlfriend, Betty Claudio, whose body was found in a Maryville hotel over the weekend.
I can't even really put that into words, to be honest with you. It's like ripping out a piece of your soul, honestly. She was a great woman, and this type of thing should have never happened to someone like her.
Maryville police say McCain had also been wanted on previous gun charges and had a violent criminal past.
In line with that, our ABC7 I-Team tonight has learned new details about the shooter in that Gary case. There are new questions about why he was not locked up. Our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy has just talked with a former girlfriend of the shooter, and Chuck's joining us now with her story of surviving the violence.
Alan, until the I-Team called, Brittany Luster hadn't heard about what her ex-boyfriend did in Northwest Indiana, but says Keenan McCain should have been locked up for what he did to her last summer, something that might have prevented what happened yesterday. The I-Team tonight with the seemingly ceaseless charges of gun violence and brutality against McCain and a jarring story of survival from his previous girlfriend.
He had jumped on me, he had choked me, and he put a gun in my face, threatened to kill me.
Was he serious?
Yeah, he was serious. He ended up pulling a gun out on my father.
In an interview this afternoon, Brittany Luster says she met Keenan McCain online, both of them last year living in Indianapolis. The relationship seemed troubled from the start. According to this police affidavit obtained tonight by the I-Team, last summer on various occasions, McCain pulled a black handgun and pointed it at her face, began punching her in the right side of her head, put his .40 cal pistol in her mouth and said he would kill her, was stomp kicking her legs, hit the top of her head in a hammer fist motion, and asked, "Do you want your brain to bleed?" Got atop of her and began choking her. Did he ever actually attempt to kill you, fire shots at you, or choke you?
Yeah, he choked me many a times and made me black out. He's never actually shot at me. He's pulled the gun out on me several times and he put it in my mouth maybe a couple times.
Does it surprise you to now know that he killed his girlfriend and had it out with police?
No. Not at all.
McCain charged last summer with attempted strangulation, gun violations, and intimidation, but not locked up. Sunday, police say he killed his girlfriend in this Maryville hotel, strangulation. And yesterday, when he opened fire on police here and wounded 2 Gary SWAT officers, there was a warrant for his arrest from the summertime clash with Brittany Luster.
I was concerned for other women, like whoever he came across.
Should he have been in jail?
Yes, I believe he should have been in there the day when I had to call when he pulled the firearm out on my father. That day, he should have been arrested then.
Authorities in Marion County, Indiana were familiar with Keenan McCain even before the violence last summer and certainly before the last couple of days. In 2017, he was charged with biting and battering another previous girlfriend as his own young children watched. Those felonies that also could have resulted in jail time were dropped when the woman decided not to press charges. Many red flags in this case.
Violent history, that's for sure, Chuck.
Was.
Chuck, thank you.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.